take some time now to settle the body. Begin by sitting in a comfortable position. Make sure that you are steady and that your spine is aligned with the head and the neck. And the shoulders are back and open but relaxed. Lightly close the eyes and the mouth. And place your hands on your knees in a mudra of your choice. And just bring your focus first to the natural breath. And observe the natural breath at the nostrils and how on the inhalation, the abdomen fills with air and the chest fills with air. And then on the exhalation, the chest subsides and the abdomen subsides. Now take a long, deep inhalation. And on the exhalation, release all of the events of the day. Just let them all go. And again, take another long, deep inhalation. And this time on the exhalation, release all of the interactions and conversations that you've had today, whatever form they may have taken. Again, just release them on the exhalation. And one more time, another long, deep inhalation. And this time, when you exhale, release any thoughts or feelings of obligation of anything you need to do outside of this class. And just allow yourself to be right here in this present moment. There's nothing else you need to do right now, but just to be here right now. And returning to the natural breath. In a moment, we will bring the awareness and move it up through the body. And as we do this, pay careful attention to any pain or soreness or irritation, just so when we're doing the practices that you listen to your body. And if something isn't right for you today, please just visualize the practice or do something else. That's completely fine. So moving the awareness now to the soles of the feet and then checking in there, and gently raising the awareness up through the feet into the ankles, into the shins and the calves. Observing how you're feeling in the knees, in the thighs and the buttocks. Moving the awareness now into the hands, feeling them on the knees. And moving the awareness up into the wrists, the forearms, the elbows, the upper arms, and into the shoulders. Now bring the awareness to the bottom of the torso and moving the awareness up through the abdomen and the chest, and then around to the back, beginning at the base of the spine and moving the awareness gently up through the spine and into the neck, the back of the head, the crown of the head, and around to the face. Releasing all expression on the face before gently resting the awareness at the eyebrow center. And at this point, visualize a steady candle flame. And together now, we'll chant Om 3 times and Om Shanti, and I'll chant the Shanti mantra to pay respect to our traditions and practices and to each other. Breathing in now for Om chanting. Om. 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 Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om. Om Sahana Bhavatu. Sahano Bhunaktu. Sahaviryam Karavavahe. Tejasvinad Vadhitamastu. Ma Vidvishavahe. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om. And the practices for this class will focus on building the immune system as we're going into the cooler months. It's a good idea to focus so that we can protect ourselves against anything that's around. And so throughout the class, focus on that, on building this inner protection to any sort of outside negativity. We're going to begin using a standing position. So very gently and mindfully come up to a standing position. So first of all, in a standing position, have the feet about hip width apart and evenly balance the weight on both legs. Check in with the spine, make sure your posture is straight, shoulders are back and down and relaxed. Arms are hanging loosely to the sides and your head and neck are aligned. And just for a few moments, if it works for you, lightly close the eyes and just feel steady and comfortable. Feel the floor beneath your feet. And our first practice will be Tadasana, which is the palm tree posture. So for this one, bring the feet together. Find a point on the wall that's not moving. And what you'll do is clasp your hands in front of the body, keeping the arms straight. And first, you will raise the arms above the head. So make sure the arms are straight, stretch up, and then you will raise the heels off the floor. So gazing at that point on the wall to keep your balance steady. Stretch up through the body like it's a long rubber band. Feel the full body stretch. And then bring the hands to the top of the head and gently release the heels back to the floor. So this is one round. Complete another 4 rounds and try and hold the final round a little bit more. So it's also good with the breath to inhale and stretch up first, and then raise the heels, stretching up. And then when you're ready, as you exhale, bring the hands to the top of the head and release the heels back to the floor. And just observing the full body stretch. And after your final round, release the hands back to the sides, let them hang loosely, close the eyes. And just observe the movement of energy around the body. Our next practice will be the chair pose. So for this, I'll demonstrate first. So this is, it's like you're sitting back, like sitting back in a chair. That's why it's called the chair pose. So, but what you do is have the feet about hip width apart. Put the hands in prayer position in front of the body. Inhale and then sit back. And if you can, if you feel confident, I'll just put the camera down a little bit. Okay. Sitting back like you're about to sit on a chair. If you feel confident, put the arms above the head. And then when you're ready, bring the palms back and then stand up. So complete 3 rounds for this one, trying to hold the final round. And after your final round, again, coming back to standing Shavasana, closing the eyes, and observing again the effects of the practice. We'll come down now into a sitting position. Now this practice it's like a cross between Patali Asana and a forward bend. So firstly, bring the feet in front of the buttocks, bring the soles of the feet together. Allow the knees to fall towards the floor, which is right for you. Lengthen up through the spine. And I will demonstrate first. So once your spine is straight, inhale, and then as you exhale, bring the top of the body or the head towards the feet. So only go to where is right for you, of course. Don't push or strain or anything, but then gently bring the head down towards the feet. Hold for a few moments, and then bring the head back up again. So complete another 2 rounds. Again, trying to hold the final round and make sure you breathe in the position. You'll find when you're in the position, if you inhale on the exhalation, you'll be able to move a bit more deeply in with each exhalation. So again, lengthening the spine, bringing the head down towards the toes, and observing that stretch in the inner thigh. After your final round, bring the knees back together and allow the legs to slide along the floor. And once again, just closing the eyes and reflecting on the effects of the practice. Now, another posture we will do is churning the mill, which is really great in firing up the chakras around the navel area, Manipura chakra, which also helps with digestion, but also with the immune system. So for this practice, bring the legs apart as widely as is comfortable. Check in with your posture, make sure you're sitting up straight. Clasp the hands together at shoulder height. Inhale, and then as you exhale, lean forward and then bring the arms around over the right foot and then back, taking up at the abdomen. Exhale over the left foot and then round back to the center again. So it's like churning a mill, like you're stirring a big pot. So complete 5 rounds in each direction. And after your final round, bring the legs together. And once again, place the hands behind the buttocks with the fingers pointing away, spine straight, close the eyes. And again, just observe the movement of energy, particularly around the navel area from that practice. Next, we'll move into Asana, the cat posture. And come onto your hands and knees, making sure the hands are directly below the shoulders and knees directly below the hips. Spine is straight and the head is in a neutral position. Inhale, bring the head up towards the ceiling, arching the abdomen towards the floor, stretching out through the arms. Exhale, head between the arms, arch the spine up towards the ceiling. This is 1 round, complete 5 rounds. Trying to synchronize the breath with the posture, aiming for that body, breath, mind connection. So inhaling as the head's up, exhaling as the head is down and you're arching the back up. Remembering too to stretch through the arms, get the most out of the practice. And then after your 5th round, come back into the child posture. You can either have your arms out in front of the body, or you could have your arms beside the legs. If you have low blood pressure, please put your head on fists to make sure that your head's higher than your heart. And just release into the position. And now come back to the base position, placing the hands behind the buttocks, legs out in front of the body, spine straight. And again, just observing with the eyes closed any differences or changes in the body from the practices. We'll now complete a shoulder rotation. So again, checking that the spine's straight. Bring the arms out in front of the body and flip the palms to the ceiling and bring each hand to its shoulder. So left hand to left shoulder, right hand to right shoulder. Bring the elbows together in front of the body. Inhale and bring the arms up, back down, exhaling on the downward movement and then bringing the elbows together in front of the body again. This is 1 round, complete 5 rounds in each direction. Really slowing down and observing the release of muscles in the tops of the shoulders from this practice. After your final round, come back to the base position. Allowing the breath to regulate. Our final posture will be a neck rotation, but before we do this, please listen to my instructions. So it's really important that the head and neck are aligned and that you, for the first few rounds, really be very gentle and easy and just to understand your own range of movement and be very smooth with the movement, just so, because any sort of jerky movements can really hurt the neck. It's very sensitive. So be very gentle. So inhale, and then when you exhale, bring the chin to the chest. And then smoothly and gently bring the right ear towards the right shoulder. And then inhale as you bring the head back to where is comfortable. And then bring the left ear to the left shoulder, exhaling as you bring the chin to the chest again. This is one round. Complete up to 5 rounds in each direction. And being very slow and conscious with the movements. This is not one you should do quickly. And observing the release of muscles around the neck. And taking your own time. And after your final round, there's no rush. Take as long as it takes. Just bring the head back to center. We can keep the eyes closed. Cross the legs, and if that's comfortable for you. If not, keep the legs outstretched. And put the hands on the knees. And return the awareness back to the natural breath at the nostrils. And just observing the natural breath again as it fills the abdomen with air and the chest with air on the inhalation. And on the exhalation, the chest subsides and the abdomen subsides. Our pranayama breathing practice for this class is a practice called Bhastrika. And I will demonstrate. This is really good, again, at boosting the immune system. And so it's basically you will breathe in and out of it. You breathe a long inhalation, and then it's quite a sudden exhalation through the nose. So, and there's an arm movement that goes with it as well. So basically you inhale and bring the arms up above the head. And then as you exhale, as you can't see with the camera, while you're up there, as you're exhaling, you bring the hands into fists on the way down. So I'll demonstrate. So inhaling. So complete 7 rounds like this. And once you've completed your 7 rounds, again, just come back to the natural breath. Allow the breath to regulate. And then when you're ready, come into Shavasana to prepare for the practice of Yoga Nidra. For Yoga Nidra, because you are lying in Shavasana and the body temperature will drop because you'll be very relaxed. So just make sure that you have any coverings that you may need, or if you need a cushion for behind your head or under your knees to help support the back. Just grab everything that you need, just so you can truly relax and you don't need to move throughout the practice. So lying down in Shavasana, checking that the legs are hip width away from the body and all tension's been released, so the feet flop to the sides and the arms are a little bit away from the body with the palms facing up. There's balance between the left and the right side of the body. You may like to tuck your chin in just a little, just to check for the alignment between the head and neck and the spine. And take a long, deep inhalation. And when you exhale, allow the body to release into the floor. And take another long, deep inhalation. And this time when you exhale, check that you have released all expression from the face. Check you're not clenching your jaw or tightening the muscles behind the eyes. Just let it all go. And feel the body's contact against the floor. So first, feel the back of the heels, the back of the legs against the floor. Feel the contact between the buttocks against the floor. Feel the back of the hands and the arms against the floor. And also the back. Feel the back against the floor. Feel the back of the shoulders and the back of the neck against the floor. And also the back of the head. Feel the back of the head's contact against the floor. And observe how all of these different points of contact create one point of contact between the body and the floor. Become aware now of sound. So first, listen for sounds that are way off in the distance, but don't try and name them or identify them. Just move your awareness from one sound to the next as you hear it. And now move the awareness to sounds just outside the room where you are, doing the same thing, just moving the awareness from sound to sound. And now move the awareness to sounds inside the room where you are. And move the awareness now to sounds inside the body. And we'll begin first with the sound and the sensation of the heartbeat. And move the awareness now to the sound and the sensation of the natural breath. Release the sound awareness now and call to mind your Sankalpa or positive intention if you have one. A Sankalpa is usually a one-sentence statement that talks about something that you hope to achieve, and you say it as though you've already achieved it. So if you have a Sankalpa or positive intention, mentally repeat it 3 times now. And if you don't have one, leave some space because it can often emerge on its own. We'll now rotate the awareness around the body. Listen to my instructions, and when I say the name of a body part, place your awareness there, visualize that part, and mentally repeat the name of that part. So we'll begin with the right side of the body and the right hand thumb. First finger, second, third, and little finger. Palm of the right hand, back of the right hand, the wrist, forearm, elbow, upper arm, shoulder, armpit, right side of the chest, right waist, hip, thigh, knee, shin, calf, heel, ankle, sole of the right foot, top of the right foot, right big toe, second toe, third, fourth, and little toe. We'll move now over to the left side of the body, beginning with the left hand thumb, first finger, second, third, and little finger, palm of the left hand, back of the left hand, wrist, forearm, elbow, upper arm, shoulder, armpit, left side of the chest, left waist, hip, thigh, knee, shin, calf, heel, ankle, sole of the left foot, top of the left foot, left big toe, second toe, third, fourth, and little toe. Moving the awareness now to the back of the body, beginning with the heels, back of the legs, the buttocks, the small of the back, the middle of the back, the shoulder blades, the space between the shoulder blades, the back of the neck, and the entire spinal column, the back of the head, and the crown of the head. And moving now around to the face, beginning with the forehead, the temples, the eyebrows, resting the awareness at the eyebrow center, the ears, the eyes, the cheeks, the nose, the lips, the jaw, the chin, the throat, and the pit of the throat, the collarbones, the right side of the chest, the left side of the chest, and the center of the chest, the right side of the abdomen, the left side of the abdomen, and the navel, the right side of the pelvis, the left side of the pelvis, and the groin, the whole right leg, the whole left leg, and both legs together, the whole right arm, the whole left arm, and both arms together, the whole torso, the whole neck, the whole head, the whole front of the body, the whole back of the body, the whole body. Have a sense now, all at once, the whole body. Move the awareness now to the natural breath and observe the natural breath at the nostrils. And also observe how subtle the natural breath has now become. And also observe the rise and fall at the navel in response to the natural breath. We will now add a visualization to the natural breath. On the inhalation, visualize golden, healing, protective light. And on the exhalation, release anything that does not serve you in whatever form that may be for you right now, whether it is any form of pain, whether it is any worry or concern, whatever it is, you let it go on the exhalation and replace it on the inhalation with golden, healing, protective light. Just visualizing along with the natural breath. Remember, if the mind wanders, use the breath like an anchor and bring it right back to the practice. Release the visualization now, and instead feel the following opposite sensations in the body. The body's feeling colder and colder. The body feels like it's outside on a freezing winter's day. The icy wind whips through your clothing and chills you. You shiver from the cold. The body's feeling colder and colder, like it's outside on a freezing winter's day. Release this feeling of cold now and replace it instead with a feeling of heat. The body's feeling hotter and hotter. The body feels like it's standing in front of a roaring open fire. Heat radiates from the abdomen throughout the body. The cheeks feel flushed. The hands and the feet feel warm and clammy. The body's feeling hotter and hotter, like it's standing in front of a roaring open fire. Release this feeling of heat now. Replace it instead with a feeling of heaviness. The body's feeling heavier and heavier. The body feels so heavy, feels like it's made out of concrete and it's pressing against the floor. It feels so heavy, it feels like it may even fall through the floor. The body's feeling heavier and heavier, like it's made out of concrete and it's pressing against the floor. Release this feeling of heaviness now. Replace it now with a feeling of a lightness. The body's feeling lighter and lighter. It feels so light, it feels like it's barely touching the floor. It feels like it's almost hovering above the floor and that it may float away like a cloud at any moment. The body's feeling lighter and lighter, but it feels like it's barely touching the floor. Release this feeling of lightness now and release all of these sensations completely. Allow the body to come back to its normal state. And instead, now bring the awareness to the place behind the closed eyes. This place is called Chittakash. And in this space, see, imagine, visualize or create the following objects and images. Sun being filtered through the trees onto a forest floor. Sun being filtered through the trees on a forest floor. A fast flowing river. A fast flowing river. Your favorite flower blooming. Your favorite flower blooming. A beehive surrounded by busy bees. A beehive surrounded by busy bees. A golden egg sitting in a nest. A golden egg sitting in a nest. A double rainbow in a blue sky. A double rainbow in a blue sky. Release these images now and return to your Sankalpa or positive intention from the beginning of the practice. If you have one mentally, repeat it 3 times now. And if you don't, just leave some space to see if it emerges on its own. And begin to feel your breath again in the body. Allow the breath to deepen. And as you do, just observe the movement it creates in the body. Observe how on the inhalation it moves the back against the floor. Check in with your body now and observe how you're feeling at this very moment. The practice of Yoga Nidra is coming to a close. So begin to remember the details of the room that you're in. Remember the color of the walls and the floor, the color of your mat or any coverings you have on. Begin to hear the sounds around you and remember the world attached to those sounds. And also remember the time of day. Begin to make small movements with the fingers and the toes, allowing the body to gently externalize. And move and stretch in a way that's right for you, but take your time, there is no rush. You may like to gently move your head from side to side. Even roll onto your right side for a few moments. Allowing the body to awake and adjust. And then when you're ready, with the eyes closed or downcast, gently come up to a comfortable sitting position, trying to maintain the peaceful state that you've created. And now in a comfortable sitting position, we'll gently move the awareness through the body once again, like we did at the beginning of the class, but this time compare how you feel now to how you felt then. So moving the awareness first to the soles of the feet, and then gently moving the awareness up through the feet into the shins and the calves, into the knees, into the thighs and the buttocks, resting the awareness in the hands and up through the wrists, the forearms, the elbows and the upper arms. Moving the awareness now up through the torso, beginning with the base of the abdomen, gently moving it up into the chest, and then moving the awareness around to the back. Gently raising the awareness up through the spine, and then into the shoulders, into the neck, the back of the head, the crown of the head, and then around to the face. Before gently resting the awareness at the eyebrow center. And at this point, visualize a steady candle flame. And together now, we'll chant Om 3 times and Om Shanti to conclude our class. Breathing in. Om. 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 Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Hari Om. Hari Om Tat Sat.